Oh, here we go.
Oh, good. It's a charge.
Wow! Now in South Georgia, that is what we call a pig shoot. This pig shoot, however, takes place in the Outback of Australia with my close mates Carl and Darren Shelley and Steve Riley, whom I first met as pen pals in 1990 after shipping the Australian hunters my first hunting video, Wild Boars on Video. The letters that followed led to my first expedition to the Great Island Continent in April of 1993, resulting in the production Doing It Down Under. What you're about to view are my last two trips to hunt with my Aussie mates in May of 1995 and July of 2000. Before we dive into the hunting, however, let us take a look at where Australia is and the flight that got us to our destination. Australia sits directly south of New Guinea and is surrounded by the South Pacific on its eastern shore and the Indian Ocean on its western shore. Our journey had us leaving from Savannah, Georgia, where we flew to Atlanta, and then directly to Los Angeles, where we boarded a Qantas 747 for the 14.5-hour non-stop flight over the vast Pacific Ocean. After losing a day due to crossing the international date line, some 23 hours of actual flight time, and 9,960 miles later, Mike Murphy and myself found ourselves sitting in our hunting quarters just east of Coonamble, Australia, in an area known as the Macquarie Marshes. This is the largest inland swamp system in New South Wales, and according to Darren, the marshes have a long history of herds of wild pigs which thrive in the wet terrain. Let's step back to May of 1995 and tag along on a true Australian hunting expedition for wild pigs.
Big wallow there in the middle. There's still pigs in here for sure. For sure. And big pigs too. I think we'll backtrack out and just keep going around the outside.
Just before this hunt, Carl had his gun's trigger reworked by a local gunsmith. Unknown to him, however, was just how light the gunsmith had lightened the pull. Even the best of shooters, under true hunting conditions, can be caught off guard. Watch closely at Carl's total surprise when the gun fires prematurely, but he is still able to down a nice pig.
You know that fucking thing went off, I never aimed. I never aimed, I eased the safety off and the bastard went bang. Yeah, too fine. But I hit one coming over that log there. There had to be 8 or 9 pigs there. Yeah, I never even got the crosshairs on a pig when it went off. It was just pointed in the general direction. Hell, he's throwing a lot of blood. He's throwing heaps of blood. Go on. Where'd he go from there? Blood over there, blood over there, there, there. Yeah, he's going in here. There's blood all over these reeds here. Yeah, all over here. Where'd he go from there? Through here. Over this way. He's just in front of us somewhere. There he is. What's your back on that? Yeah. Mangled him up the bum end. Yeah. Big sow, yeah. Oh well, it wasn't in vain. Even with it going off prematurely. Yeah, she's pregnant for sure. I'm not going to keep anything up the breech of that for a while. That frightened shit out of me, I'm not joking. I just got it up sort of thing and never even got the crosshairs on it. It was off and gone. She's a fairly big sow too.
Yeah. Real big.
I'm glad you spotted that blood. I was heading back out towards the bag there. Would have probably crossed that and never seen it. Ah, we should have had Mike with us. Oh.
Oh, 30% on that. Wait a minute. What kind of skin you think that is?
That's off a brown for sure.
A brown.
Yeah, that's his.
Brown.
Well, that's his head skin. You can see where it's peeled off around his eyes there, around his mouth. And just going off the width of the skin there, I'd say he's probably 5 foot long.
Poisonous?
A western brown, very poisonous. Probably about the second, third deadliest snake in Australia, behind the taipan and the tiger. This would be a haven for him in here, with all the frogs and stuff in the water. Roger Dodger. Well, we got on the board, mate. We've actually seen a pig for you. All we got to do. Did you get any footage before they broke and ran, like before I shot?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know whether you could see them or not. I could just sort of see the tops of their backs in that little drainage depression.
Well, you know that one came up and spotted us, the one that was coming right at us.
Yeah, I was going to shoot it actually when the bloody rifle went off. Yeah. I thought I'd get that and then get a runner as they went back, you know. But I was lucky to get any, the way that rifle behaved. I'm shocked, I really am.
Just before sunrise the next morning, Darren, Mike, Steve, and myself headed out of camp under a chilly, starlit sky. The agenda had Mike paired with Darren. I was to follow Steve for the day with the camera in the hopes of capturing some kills on video. As is the usual case when hunting pigs in the outback of Australia, it did not take long before bumping into a boar wandering straight at us on a narrow trail.
Hopefully he'll come down this track. Right in the brain box.
Right there.
There's another one. Don't move. Bastard. He was a better pig, but I think it was a sow. Never really got into cover, just went from bush to bush to bush. I'm not that good a running shot. Probably shouldn't have taken the two I did. Just excess noise, but oh well. There'll be a few more yet. We'll go and have a look at the one we did get. Yeah. Turned out it was a young boar. It's hit right alongside the eye on that side. The other one got away. It looked to be a bit slightly bigger pig, I think a sow. Whether they were travelling together I don't know, because she wasn't coming up the track, she was sitting under the big tree there, so whether she was asleep or and the gunshot just got her up, but someone else will have to shoot her later on. We're getting into a lot more of this short reed with little clearings on them. And it's a fairly isolated spot here. Not many people, there's no roads anywhere near here, so we should get quite a few more yet before the morning's out. Be nice to see his big brother, a real good one, but they must be here, so we'll just keep working up into the wind and we'll see how we go. I'll just drag this fella off the track so that other pigs coming past don't... I'm of the opinion that pigs really don't like walking past a whole lot of other dead pigs, so I'll just pull him out of the way into the reeds, although they'll more than likely be able to smell it all over the track here, but still. About 200 metres from that last kill you saw, we're just walking along through here and I picked up a dark shape just squatting just this side of the reeds and just frozen. We had a look at him through the scope and couldn't decide whether it was or it wasn't pig. And took another couple of steps and sure enough it stood up. We'll go over and have a look and but it's so typical. Some of them will just, in an area where they're not being hunted like this, if they see you coming, they'd sometimes just squat and they'll wait you out until, you know, you get too close and they've got to make a move. But we'll go and have a look. Another little boar. This one will make the tape, but he'll go over the 50 inches, I'd say. And little needle teeth, probably an inch long, but a lot better style of pig than the ones we've been shooting so far this morning. Yep. Don't know whether you can see them or not. They're only fairly small, but a
A better style of pig, a lot thicker through here, caked on mud, which means we might be getting close to that water hole. We're trying to find a water hole in here, like a dam sort of thing, because at the moment all these reeds are dry and there's plenty of pigs here, so there's got to be a water hole there they're using. If we can find that late in the afternoon, it'll be a sitter. So, but it's pretty obvious now that they're wallowing somewhere in here. But I might just put a tape on this fella. I think we usually, if they go over 50 inches, we sort of record them to try and get an idea of you know, which places and what time of the year you're more likely to shoot the bigger boars, and trying to work out trends in them. But $53.5 by 44, so it was a nice way to get it. It's just a little bit unfortunate we couldn't get it on film. He wouldn't allow us the time, but it's still only fairly early yet, and for him to be out just standing out here like this, we'll more than likely get a couple more yet.
By late morning, Steve and myself heard a gun battle off to our west. There was no doubt Darren and Mike had run into a mob of pigs. It was not long before we found the two standing over several animals that had fallen to Darren's 243. And the four of us exchanged stories and information of the morning's
I followed
hunt.
them to the next channel across, and they went to ground in there. That's what I yelled out. They were between us. But all about this size.
We've seen quite a lot of young'uns, but no, we've seen a couple of boars. We could have been missing boars too.
Oh, there's big fellas in here. On the dam, there's fresh sow and sucker prints, like baby suckers, like they could only be just next door and not going anywhere.
We come across some of those.
And then big print, big solid prints.
That one's still got the grass in his mouth that he...
Indication what they've been feeding on.
He's still got the grass hanging out of his mouth.
Yep.
Chewing on the roots.
Pulling them up.
Oh well.
But there's sign from that dam. We come out and work the edge. I left it totally untouched in there.
Well, we've been doing the same. I've been...
All regrowth.
Yeah.
None of the tall stuff
yet. And there's plenty of pigs there. That way we don't run the scent through them. We've been coming up the downwind side, so I'd say you can spend quite a few more mornings in here just flogging them.
Well, if there's this many in this side, there's got to be just as many back around those dams.
All right, well, we'll go and get just as many on the way home.
Just before reaching the truck, the group almost stepped right on top of a red-bellied black snake, which had been sunning in the grass.
It's a red-bellied black snake. It is poisonous. That'd be a standard adult sort of size. They don't get an awful lot bigger than that. Can be a lot fatter at times. He's not an aggressive snake. He usually walks away. The brown snakes that are out here as well they are aggressive and far more venomous than he is. He'll probably make an adult really, really sick. Which it probably won't.
Well, they should be happy crew that's coming back up the road here now. Between them, they've blasted off about 12 or 15 shots this morning, so I should imagine that both of them are on the board. Larry will be pretty tired carrying that camera all the way. They've had a fair walk, these fellas. Only to be hoped that Larry got himself some good footage, it's the main thing.
Late one afternoon, Darren gave up his 243 to Mike and directed Mike and myself to a watering hole where Darren was sure we would get into some pigs as they made their way to the site for an evening drink. It was a clear, breezy day which had the windmill clanking away just yards from our ambush area. The watering hole was busy with bird life and other small critters trying to quench their thirst at the secluded spot. These elusive emu were just a few of the many birds that showed up before Mike finally spotted two pigs cautiously making their way for much needed water. The next afternoon, we returned to the same spot, and as soon as the cattle had moved on, Mike took a nice headshot on a lone boar skirting the edge of the waterhole. Nighttime at camp was always an interesting event, whether Australian mates meticulously logging the day's activities and number of pigs seen and killed into what I called Darren's hunting diary. And before settling in for bed each night, discussions usually turned to snakes and beer.
I got 3. Oh, count them up.
You're the
What
only
did we
one that's
say
seen
there
mobs.
I think we saw 21 this morning.
So, yeah, 7 in
We
the
only
first
saw
mob.
2 yesterday.
Yeah, 23, 1
Then
tonight.
the 3 boars was 10.
4. 7 from 24.
Yeah.
25, the slip.
Yeah.
Up in there.
Yeah,
You saw this
20
afternoon.
remind me
Don't
about
forget
that.
his boo-boo.
7 from 25. So what's that all up?
38 from 155.
Which, about 1/5.
Places we thought would shoot just average end up shooting really good, and our hotshot place has just collapsed. And
Y'all gonna get my snake boots wet
Yeah,
the last day?
I'll have to come
We'll
off.
have to
I got to pack them suckers.
Yeah,
well, if you don't take them off, I don't think anyone will carry them.
Thank you.
Not for,
I can't ride them from nobody's shoulders.
No,
be no piggybacking.
no. It's sort of a bit gooey on the bottom. With your extra weight, you'd probably drive someone down through the bottom. Well, last time I was down there, I saw 2 blacks and a brown in one walk up and down.
Well, he's seen a black and a brown a day, isn't he?
Yeah, sure have.
Well, you're
The
bringing
black-
them in.
The black one would have left the brown one for dead too. I think he was a big snake, that black fella. We only saw
Half of them's tail going in.
about that much just disappearing down the bog hole. It looked pretty.
What would happen if a brown snake bit you?
Yeah,
I think we just finish you off there and then. You shoot them.
they're that
you've got a
poisonous.
very good chance of becoming violently ill.
And what
You
amount
would-
of
you
time
would
are we
need
talking
a-
about?
Violently ill result to eventual death of.
You'd have to.
Some people do die when they're bitten, yeah.
You
Yeah.
need an antivenin. You probably
Within
would.
about how long?
3 hours.
Depends how bad the bite was.
And we're probably at least 3 hours from anywhere,
A
right?
drive, yeah. I think if you were bad enough, they'd probably come and fly a plane out. Or
Fly a chopper in or something and take you out. Yeah.
And how about a black one? What do you call them? Blacks?
Red belly black.
Red
Yeah.
belly black?
You're going to get awful cruel.
They're not so bad. They're probably bigger snakes, thicker snakes, and probably have much more venom in them. But I don't think they'd do you any more harm than being violently ill. You know.
That would make you a real crook,
They
but
would. They're just.
you're going to survive. The biggest problem is getting someone to find you. If you get bitten while you're out there on your own, you're not supposed to go charging 2 miles back to the car. You got to sit still.
But you have to, basically.
Pressure bandage it and
Yeah.
sit
See,
still.
y'all,
And if you're
y'all were
way down there.
Tahoui's draught.
And is that a favorite local beer?
Yeah,
Scout
it's probably
bee.
number one down around New South
Yeah.
Wales.
Yeah. Mike would know about that, wouldn't you?
Mike's a heavy drinker. We've been absolutely amazed at the way this man can drink. Like, we have a few beers,
We're
but
stunned. Yes.
we had to go to town and buy another carton and put his name
Especially
on
for
it.
me.
Yeah. We allowed a little bit for you, Mike, because we didn't know whether you drank it.
And that is the way you pronounce that. Tuhuis.
It's
Oh, is it? Two.
Tooheys.
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 Tooheys draft. But I like Tooheys drop.
Yeah, I've never ever heard of that before.
I'm going to use that. I'll never get another drink, but I'm going to use it. Give me a drop.
And you heard Americans can't drink beer.
Thank you, drink.
Mike proved it wrong.
I don't mess with that porter wine, though. Yeah?
Some evenings included a little spotlighting through the bush for pigs, kangaroo, feral cats, and foxes. These were some of my favorite outings during my first visit in 1993, but the first night of my first day in the bush on this trip quickly softened my enthusiasm when the truck fell into a large sinkhole, propelling me into the steel roll bar as I was filming over the top of the truck. The camera was undamaged, but my body was not as fortunate. In an effort to hold onto and save the camera, my chest absorbed the hit, breaking 2 ribs, which kept me in pain throughout the remainder of the trip. 2 weeks later, I was able to make it to a hospital in the tropics during the second leg of my expedition for much-needed pain pills. Though I was able to film each day, it did at times limit my mobility, as the next scene clearly shows. All right, Steve is running off through the bush back over there. He's spotted a herd of pigs. He was running faster than I could keep up with him. We'll catch up with him and we'll see how many he was able to down. As I said before, must have been a good herd of 6 or 7. Busted out from the right hand side. He's chasing them off through the bush right now. I've injured some of my ribs. Not able to keep up with him now. He's somewhere off in the bush now. We're going to walk forward. Hopefully he's got some downed that we can take a look at. It's about 9:30 in the morning. Fairly cool. We'll turn the camera off now until we get up where he's at and see what he's got.
The only one that got away unscathed was the big bull. I couldn't catch him once I started firing. He just hit the toe. So I got 2 sows down. I'm not sure what the other one is. I've wounded just here. I haven't found it yet. It went over quick, so I got 3 down out of the 4.
They're in the drainage ditch there, or were they on our side?
Your side. I just saw it probably come out of the like a pushing. I don't think it was your wind either. You were behind us in line, weren't you? There were 3 sows like this, about similar size, and a big black bull running way out in front of us, and I had a little sprint after him. Hit this one a couple of times. I wounded 2 more back in there behind us we haven't found yet, and the big bull was just too fast, and it wasn't even in the race. He was a long way out when I finished this one off. So we'll have to go for a walk back there, backtrack and see if we can find them.
Steve's taking off across the dam of the water, trying to get a big boar that just crossed over. He's out behind a tree. He's going to take a shot. It's too dark for me to film right now. We'll see if he gets a good shot off. I can see a kangaroo hopping off in the distance. He's leveled up against a tree, almost directly in the center of the film. I can't see the boar anymore. He's in the tall grass. There's a good chance that the boar is coming up to drink water. This is probably the only water hole within miles of the property. can't tell now what Steve's doing. If he's gonna get a shot or not.
Entries to the big hole in the middle. I'm going to go and have a look. I hate to think they're walking around in there now. And just pop back out and go around. Smallish ones, I can see a little black and white one, half size. There's more coming out behind him. Right, can rush up, get on the edge. Oh, there he comes. Don't move, he's spotted. He's coming over there. Here he is. Little ball, I think he's going to get when he comes. Little black one behind it. Now, just the one real large sucker that she had with her. Unlucky too, I just picked him up through the reeds there, but I wasn't quick enough to get another shot in.
Drag it over there with the other photo op.
She's as full as too. That's where it went in.
Still here on the back.
If it's a lone sucker like that, he may come back. Although I would have thought he was a bit too big. Head on when she looked at us. Right there, it's gone. She had a bit of an angle on her turn, so it's gone in and probably diagonally through the chest, and I doubt it would have come out the other side. No, it's probably in here somewhere. Alright, we'll drag her over to the other one. This is a youngish boar in really good condition, real thick through, that I picked up yesterday afternoon. Just out over there, there's a big opening in amongst all these heavy reeds with a little water hole in it. And as we approached it yesterday afternoon, this boar was just cutting across. He didn't actually stop for a drink, he was just coming from one side of the reed banks to the other.
As soon as we come out onto the clearing, he just walked straight out across in front of us. It's a good hit, but we could lose him easy in this. This is really thick.
We were lucky enough to take him. He's only, we put the tape on him, he's 53 long, but he was 50 around the stomach. Good young boar, no teeth really at all. Nice colour, nice white blaze right up the forehead here, but He's about sort of standard with the few boars that we are seeing around here. We lost another one this morning, just outrun us and that's all. But we're just sitting here, just walked up to this one and heard a bit of a rustle in the reeds over there to our left, and a couple of pigs came out. We shot another black and white sow, about the same colour. So, alright, I'll give a bit of a look at her. She looks pretty full too. She only had one pig about yay long tailing in behind her, but I'd say she's just about ready to drop another lot. She just picked the wrong time to walk out into the open, that's all. This could even be one of her offspring, looking at the colours. We managed to come in here this morning and not put a lot of scent around at all. So we'll probably come back here this afternoon and sit on this water hole in the opening. We should do all right, especially in the last hour or so of light. It's a little bit overcast today, so it's not very hot, so they probably won't be really thirsty when they first get up. So it'll probably be similar to the boar yesterday. We'll just sit here and they'll come bust out of one bank and we'll have to shoot them as they come across. But still, we're getting a few pigs here, so we've got another hour or so, I suppose. This morning we'll go right round the outside and not upset them too much, and any silly ones that are on the outside, we'll pick them up on the way home. But things are going all right. Don't move, don't move. How do you want these nose to nose or? Whatever you want to do. If you don't want to bother, don't. Like I said, the best thing you can probably do is sit here and wait another. So we've got another 25 minutes of really good light yet. And we're virtually on the very end of this depression. So waiting here another 10 minutes or so gives the chance the pigs higher up to get out here and on here before we walk past them. Steve coming out of the bush. They just heard the shot, coming up for a look at the ball. Sort of send enough off in the bush so you can shoot this boar up here. The second one was a hit. You could hear that from way back in the scrub.
They all both were. The last one was just a
Finisher.
Gonna be a good bit of video that one. Yeah, we were just driving down the canal there, looking for the access road, and saw the water hole in the corner. Got out to have a look at that, chatting around, waving our hands around, looking, look at the prints, and 300 yards up the road, here's the boar standing there feeding. Race back to the car, grab the rifle, race back, whoop, forgot the video, race back to the car, got the video. Snuck down the bank while he was on the other side, and then he decided to cross in front of us, and he just come over the bank while I was kneeling down the side there, and tried to hit him in the shoulder, but it was a little bit low, I think. It was a kill shot though. He was sort of down on the front end wheezing, and then I hit him again, and I can't even find the hole for that, and he was gone.
They got the kill on the video?
Yeah. All on film.
All on film.
He's ours. Nice shooting. Righty-o, let's go and have a look at this big baby.
There.
Right, well the outcome of our little stalk was, Daz got him as he come over the top of that drainage ditch there. Hit him fairly low on the shoulder. We'll just roll him over again and see if we can find that other ball. Because he come over this way.
Yeah.
And he hit him here somewhere there.
Low, yeah.
Low on the shoulder and broke that leg.
There's blood.
Yeah, that's in going in. That was his first shot.
But that's it.
Broke that leg. We can't find an exit shot. It didn't come out.
That's the
There you
finisher.
are. What's that?
No,
That's a finisher.
finisher through
He
the
shot him through the head there and came out there.
But the other.
So the first one's still in there somewhere.
So's the second.
Well, we could hit the second from hundreds and hundreds of yards off in the
Yeah, he
scrub.
was laying down, quartering on, and we hadn't disturbed him in any way. Neither had you.
And he was off there.
Yeah, he just crossed the bank and he was just going to start wandering it. I mean, there's nothing out there.
Yeah.
He's got a long wander.
Long way to go
It's
to
the
get
same that
to
way.
cover or something.
But there's a
But
whole
you
sign.
know, he might have a burrow in underneath that windrow there or something. Just lives there.
I'd say
But
that
they give me the impression that no one's disturbed him for a long time because he's just walking around.
This bloke should have been home in bed by now.
Yeah, by now he should have been in cover.
yeah, I'd say
He might
that.
have got a good paddock here.
But it's a shame. I mean, a pig that size should have had some sort of tusks.
He's only young. He's got nothing.
He's got something, about an inch.
Generous inch.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, very generous inch.